Hey guys, how's it going? Solo back with another daily stock market video, and what another just brutal day in the stock market. A lot of red on the board overall, but this heat map doesn't really tell the full story because the Dow was looking pretty good, but the NASDAQ down another 2%. And you know the NASDAQ basically made up the big tech stocks in stock market. So looking at the heat map here, you know, we've seen this picture before where this kind of top half of the heat map is red, because that's big tech just slowly melting away. Apple, Microsoft, Google, Facebook, Amazon, Tesla getting just beaten up, down almost another 5%. And again, the whole semi sector, again, just getting beaten down. Look at this, AMD down another 2.4%. Nvidia also down. Qualcomm, Intel even down today after some big news that broke. The Honey Badger, Micron, down another 2.8%. So big tech, again, not having a good day. Some of the other stocks are having a green day like that. But like I said, really, it's been big tech, these big companies like Disney, Netflix, and the ones I already mentioned that have been carrying the stock market rally. And when they go down, they're basically taking the stock market down with it. I know a lot of people in the Discord server, they are having a rough go at it. Maybe bag holding some shares, or their puts are not paying off right now. The puts they sold, I should clarify. So overall rough day. And even Bitcoin is getting in on the melt away action. We're talking about Bitcoin again, crypto again. We'll focus in on Marathon Digital. We talked about RIOT yesterday, so maybe we'll do RIOT again tomorrow. But today we'll talk about Marathon Digital. But just as a quick peek here, you can see RIOT did not have a good day today. Pretty much from the market open, from the opening bell, it was actually up 8.2%, but just faded away all day long. Ended up closing down 8%, almost 9%. After hours, we're pretty much flat to kind of very slowly melting up. But RIOT is trading at 46 bucks right now. That's still going to keep us in the red. Look at this weekly graph on RIOT. This is the complete opposite of what you want to see, just down into the right, down almost 27% on the week. On the month, very choppy, but still, you're still down over 12.4% on the month. And on the 3 months, though, you're still looking good because we've had a huge run up in the past 3 months. But like I said, if we go to Marathon Digital here, going to be a similar story. Marathon and RIOT, you know, trade very similarly. Again, Mara up 5.3% at the bell, just faded away all day long to being down over 10.5%. So bigger sell-off than RIOT blockchain did. And again, in after hours, we're pretty much flat, actually 0.00% as I'm making this video. But similar story on the week, just down into the right, down almost 19% on the month. Still looking good, but just barely up 3.6%. But just like RIOT blockchain, you're going to be looking really good on the 3-month chart still up over almost 192%. But the one saving grace here is that if you are bag holding shares, if you have at least 100 shares, selling some calls or some puts, if you wanted to open up some new positions, possibly if you think this is the bottom, it's still very juicy. I mean, looking at some puts, just look at the money, $187 of premium at the money. We're putting up $3,400 in capital just for a return on risk of 5.5%. And this is for an expiration in 2 days. So 5.5% for 2 days is very, very juicy. So you have that one little saving grace. We can try and recoup some of your unrealized losses by maybe selling some covered calls or taking advantage of some of this high juice that's in Marathon Digital and RIOT blockchain. Let me show you 2 news articles before we took a look at the TradingView chart. And like we always do, close the video out looking at the option flow data to see what the big money investors were doing. So here's 2 articles again out of CoinDesk. This first one, take a look at this, titled Bitcoin Traders Brace for Record $6 billion in options to expire Friday. If you're not aware, you can actually trade options on Bitcoin, just like you can trade options on stocks. So it's not very popular, but it is out there. And this Friday, and this might explain a lot of the volatility right now in Bitcoin, but there's a lot of options that expire this Friday. In fact, $6 billion worth. And if you're familiar with Max Pain theory, if you're not, I made a video almost a year ago on Max Pain theory on my channel, so you can go check that out. But basically, Max Pain is how to make one's trading counterparty suffer the most, meaning what strike price will inflict the most amount of pain on traders. And right now, that max pain is about $44,000 a coin for Bitcoin. So right now it says the largest crypto, which is Bitcoin, changing hands Wednesday around 56.5. So it's trading currently around 56.5K. In fact, to get a real up-to-date analysis on Robinhood as I'm making this video, much less, trading at 53,000 and some change right now, down 1.8% on the day. But back to this video here. Really, if Bitcoin is able to drop to $44,000 by Friday in basically 2 trading days, that would be the max pain level on buyers of options contracts, and it might be the most profitable price point for options sellers. It's a small risk, meaning, can Bitcoin really drop almost $9,000 in 2 trading days? We'll have to wait and see. But just as a quick explanation, says the max pain theory states that the market will gravitate toward the pain point while heading into the expiry, and that's because sellers, which are typically institutions or sophisticated traders with ample capital supply, so basically a bunch of rich people, often try to push the price toward the max pain point by buying or selling the asset on spot or futures markets. And that's a very interesting theory. Obviously, it doesn't always come true, but you can look up max pain for any ticker, even in the stock market. And one of the stock market websites that I like to use is Swaggy Stocks. They have an option on the left side where you can look up the max pain for any option and any ticker that you may be currently trading in. So very interesting theory that's on Bitcoin right now, and it has been relatively volatile this week, so maybe that's to blame. Let's see what happens with Bitcoin today, tomorrow, and the following day on Friday. The other article I wanted to show you was this one, again out of CoinDesk, titled Deutsche Bank says 52% of its investors expect Bitcoin below $60,000 in 12 months. So maybe they think even if Bitcoin rises up high, still going to come crashing back down below 60K in a year. So they put out a survey, and they're saying, like I said, 52% of the respondents see Bitcoin being under 60K in a year. The most common predicted range for Bitcoin prices in 3 months was between 60 and 80K, which was expected by about 36% of the respondents. So it sounds like they think in the short term, Bitcoin is going to trade between 60 and 80K, meaning go up, and then it's going to come back down, maybe like a bubble deflating off. But they also say that 23% of respondents said they had ever bought Bitcoin. So the vast majority of these people that were taking the survey actually never even bought Bitcoin for personal investments. And just over 40% of the responders under 35 have bought Bitcoin compared to just 13% over those age 55. So really a young person's game right now. Here's a graphical representation of their data. So very interesting. Let me know in the comments below how old you are, and if you have Bitcoin or if you plan on buying Bitcoin. It'd be interesting to see how many people in the YouTube comments, how old they are and how much crypto exposure they have. As promised, let's look at the TradingView chart here. So this is Marathon Patent Group. If you've been following my channel for a while, you know I think we've been trading in this upward trending parallel channel. We've stayed in this channel for quite a long time, basically ever since November of last year. The one thing that is not a good sign today, and I mentioned this in my video the other day, was this big red candle now is closing below the orange line, which is the 21-day moving average. So we closed below the 21-day MA, which is a bearish sign. And even after hours, we're trading a little bit lower than where we closed during normal market hours. So the interesting thing that's going to happen is here's the 50-day moving average around $31.45. So how long is this sell-off going to continue? Are we going to continue and break down below the bottom of this parallel channel, which is pretty much in line or very close to the 50-day moving average? That is going to be a very bearish sign if that happens. I mean, right now, I think the one area of TA that I can add is my next area of support is around $26 and some change. And my initial area of support was around 37 bucks, which we clearly broke through today. It looks like there might be another area of support somewhere around $31, high $31 or so. That's actually right where the 50-day MA is. But you can see we bottomed out there on March 9th, kind of topped out there the previous day on March 8th. This candle here bottoms out, top of this wick here on the 23rd of February, and even the top of this candle back in February 8th. So we'll see if that area holds up around 31.83. So that's going to be my next area of trend. And I'm going to be watching to see if Marathon either bounces up off it or keeps crashing down below it. I think below that, there looks like to be another area of trend right around 28 bucks. You can see we bottomed out there, the wick did, on March 8th, and also again on February 26th. So not a lot of price action there, but this wick also on March 4th kind of bottomed out there. So let's see if that is going to end up being an area of trend as well if we break down below 31 bucks or so. But overall, we are still on the overall uptrend in this parallel channel. I'm not going to get worried until we break down and stay down below the bottom of this parallel channel. Keep in mind, none of these numbers here are exact. They're more trading ranges. Let's end the video looking at the option flow data on Sweepcast to see what the big money investors were doing. So here's Sweepcast, the option flow program I've been using. If we take a look at Marathon Digital here, you can see overall kind of a 50-50 split. 11 calls came in, 11 puts. If we sort by dollar value, the biggest dollar value option was for $633,000. It was actually a put option, and it was bearish according to this platform in terms of the sentiment because these were bought at the ask price. Overall, the sentiment is bearish on Marathon Digital right now. So again, this is how we looked for RIOT yesterday. Kind of panned out, meaning we had a sell-off today. So maybe the sell-off continues on. We'll have to wait until Friday to see if that Max Payne theory is going to hold up. Let me know in the comments below what you think. Do you own Marathon Digital or RIOT blockchain stock? Do you own any crypto coins? And what is your plan? Are you bag holding shares right now? Let me know. Make sure you join the Discord server if you're not in there already. Add me on Twitter, StockTwits, Instagram, and Reddit. Hope you're having a green week, and I'll see you on the moon.